This 2024 GMC Canyon AT4X AEV is the most expensive, the most off-road capable GMC Canyon in the lineup. And today, thanks to Gettle GMC of Punta Gorda, Florida, I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out as far as the exterior, interior, engine, technology, and the test drive. And I'm going to try to answer the question, is this a better truck than the brand new Toyota Tacoma? If you like watching videos like this, guys, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Hit that like and subscribe button. And now let's get back to this. The Canyon was redesigned for 2023 model year. In 2024, we got this AT4X, and this has a package on top of that, which is $10,000 package that's made by AEV, the American Expedition Vehicle or Adventure Expedition Vehicle, a company that's been outfitting off-roaders for years and years, so they definitely know what they're doing. They're teamed up with the GMC. We've seen that on the Sierra, now we see it with the Canyon as well, and they make some magic with those vehicles. Well, let's take a look at the design first. And here it is, guys, standing nice and tall. Look at this hood, nice bulge right here in the middle, very nicely sculpted, very masculine. And if you look at the lights, now we have the LED lights, LED daytime running lights and turn signals, and this big grille in front. There's nothing chrome about this. It has a big GMC logo in red. Front view camera, AT4X on the side here. And here's one of the first options that you'll see that was added by AEV, and that of course is this front bumper that includes the fog lamps, red recovery hooks. Right underneath here, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but there's a set of skid plates that's going to protect this vehicle if you choose to take this off the beaten path. Overall looking great. Let's see what powers up this thing. Underneath the hood, you'll find a 2.7 four-cylinder turbocharged engine, 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This one is a four-wheel drive, but if you're looking for the base Canyon, it's available as a rear-wheel drive as well. Now, here, right here, this ugly prop stick, some people ask me why I get so caught up on it, and that's because it's such a cheap thing to put in as a manufacturer. Aftermarkets, you can get them for like 40 bucks, so that's going to cost them what, like $10 to put it in as a standard equipment, especially in this price category, which I'm going to talk about in just a little bit. That should be a standard feature on it. Now, underneath the hood, you'll have some sound insulation. I will take this vehicle for a test drive at the end of this video, so we're going to see how much noise is getting transferred into the cabin. And here it is, guys, right on the side. Looks nice and mean, right? It looks tall, very capable. Now, as far as the size of it, if we're comparing it to the Toyota Tacoma, it's about the same size, just about an inch longer at 214.9 inches. 131 inches is the wheelbase, which is almost identical to the Tacoma. This one stands taller, especially with this package. It's got 12.2 inches of ground clearance, which is about an inch and a half taller than the regular Canyon would. It also has the bigger wheels and tires, and let's see what these are. So 17-inch Beadlock capable wheels, Goodyear Wrangler tires. Now those are the Territory mud terrain tires. We have the 315 70 by 17, which translates to almost 35 inches, 34.36, I believe. And we have the heavy duty off-road suspensions. Let's check this out right here. Multimatic DSSV right there. We have the heavy duty springs and AT4X on the side. Now also, what's really nice about this, you have this matte black wheel cladding with the marker lights on the side. This particular one also has the rock sliders at the bottom, AT4X, but GMC didn't forget about the comfort creatures, because on this one you have 360 camera, including these side view cameras. You also have the blind spot assist. Everything is blacked out around the windows. You have the smart entry system to the front door, and again, look at the suspensions in the back. And here, this vehicle looks really good, but it's also capable of taking some of the serious terrain. As you see, the suspension, it sits up higher. The bumpers were replaced by AEV to give you that better approach and departure angles. Now, we still have the tow hitch. Now, this one can tow up to 6,000 pounds. The regular Canyon can tow up to 7,700 pounds. We have the camera connectors right here. Now, this is the 4 and 7 pin connector for the trailer, no camera connectors. We have the recovery hooks right here in the back, AT4X on one side, GMC Canyon in the middle, rear view camera, AEV right here. Now, the lights, you have the combination taillights, so you can see the incandescent bulb right here, but the surroundings right here, this is all LED. You have the Canyon that's included inside of here. Now, let's open up this bed. Let's see what we have. Now, as far as the payload, now most of the off-road vehicles that are raised up with modified suspension is going to have a little bit less payload than the regular one. So the regular Canyon can handle up to 1,700 pounds on the payload, but this one, the AT4X, can only handle 1,250. Now, it has this vertical mount for the spare tire. As you can see, it has the full-size spare wheel on here, a spray-on bed liner. Now we have the 120 volt maximum 400 watts power outlet right on the side here, and basically this is what it is inside the bed. As we go around here, you can see you have some illumination for the bed, as well as this little window that opens. Now, this is partially blocked by that spare tire. Up on top, you have the radio antenna. If you like the exterior of it, let me tell you, you're gonna love the interior. Let's check it out. So let's check it out. Starting with this door panel, we have some hard plastic up on top, but this is all nicely trimmed with this leather or man-made leather material. We have some white leather, black leather with the red contrast stitching. Tiny bit of storage down here at the bottom, and the speaker, the bottom of the door. Let's take a look on the inside. I love this combination with red, white, and red with the red seat belts. Nice and sporty. We have this cup holders that open up in this middle armrest. Both driver and passenger seats have some seat back storage in the middle console. You'll find cup holders, also your rear vents, USB type A and C, and the regular household power outlet down here at the bottom. Now, as far as the seats, what can you do with them? Well, you can unlock it. Let me see if I can do it with one hand. And open this up, revealing a little bit more of storage underneath here. That's also where your jack is if you need to get the spare tire. I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be tall enough to lift it up, especially with this lift that's on this vehicle. But anyway, that's a different story. Top, you have your own light and the sunroof on this particular one. Well, it looks really good in the back, but let's see if there's enough room for the rear passenger. Now, I'm almost 6 feet tall. One of the biggest complaints about the Tacoma was the lack of room in the back seat. Let's see if I can fit inside of here. First of all, you need to reach out pretty high up to get in there. It would be nice to have this grab handle on it, and I can sit in here. And now it does not have any room in the back seat, just like the Tacoma doesn't. So I guess this is standard feature for the mid-size trucks. I mean, I can feel like the Honda Ridgeline had more room, but anyways, that's a different category of truck. This one, I have plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. You sit up very straight up. It's a pickup truck, so there's no reclining on here. And the third passenger is going to be kind of squished in the middle. Again, you know, my knees are touching the front of the seat. 5'11", and the seat is adjusted to my regular driving position. Before we get inside, let's listen to the sound of the closing door. Okay, not bad at all. Let's see what's going on in the front door panel. Same design. We have the 2 memory seat settings, of course, window mirror lock controls. This nice looking kind of carbon fiber trim. Right, big speaker at the bottom. Still not a lot of room. We have 2 tiny little bit of spaces for a little bit more storage. And then we have the power seat. And check this out, guys. Now, this is really cool. Now we have the AEV, you know, which is the company that manufactures off of the off-road stuff for this vehicle. Now we have the AT4X on the side, and the coloring of it is just genius. I like this perforation in the middle, solid on the side. And let me jump inside. I'll show the rest of this interior. And here, someone told me that the sound of the closing door should be done from the inside. So here it is. Sounds the same like from the outside. All right, now the interior of this cabin is really nice and quiet, so it should have some nice noise insulation from the outside. We're going to check this out while driving, and let's take a look at some of the features of this brand new GMC Canyon AT4X with the AEV package, starting right on top. Not sure if you see it, but it actually has the head-up display right there, and it shows right in front of me. Right now we have 0 miles per hour. It's really hard to see. We have Bose stereo. Now, is this soft material? No, that's a hard plastic. But as far as the design, AT4X, I love this red stitching, the red trim around the vents, and this carbon fiber in the back, making it look very, very unique, very almost like luxurious, right? So we have this big screen. This is the 11.3 inches screen. We'll get to the functionality of it in just a little bit. And this a large size steering wheel. Now we have the contrast stitching underneath here, GMC right in the middle, a few buttons here. Now this is cruise control, adaptive cruise control. And on this side we have the heated steering wheel, and we can control what's going on in this digital instrument cluster. We also have the voice control and your media button. Now there's no light controls on here. I'm going to show you where that's located, but you have the dimmer and you have the tow brake gain, basically, so trailer brake gain. And let's see, before we get to the infotainment system, let me get this out of the sun. I'll show you the instrument cluster. You're looking for a shade is like looking for a needle in a haystack here in Florida, but here it is. This is your instrument cluster. And since I was driving, I had to give me a warning, both visual and audible, say, hey, buckle up your seatbelts, buddy. So on the left-hand side, we have the trip 1. Of course, you have the miles per gallon, which, let's talk about this, because that's where Toyota's really going to shine, because this vehicle has 16, both in the city and on the expressway. That's the rated, gas mileage, which is definitely not the best. Let's see what else we have on the side here. Let's see, anything is customizable. Well, first of all, I need to dismiss this message, and let's see. Okay, yeah, we have several different screens over here, so you can put your navigation in here. Then this, all right, so on the left hand side or on top, you have your tachometer, you have your gear indicator on the left hand side, fuel and temperature gauge. Now you have the G meter on the right hand side and the speedometer in the middle. Let's see what else we have. Press it one more time. Oh, I like this. This would be my favorite one. Look at this. You have your compass on the left-hand side. You see your steering angle. Now we're in the two-wheel drive. You're gonna switch that to the four-wheel drive. By the way, this is 4 high. You can do it at 4 low if you wanted to. All right, we're gonna switch it, shift it to neutral first, of course, and put it in 4 low. Okay, and then on the traction control off, just gives you the warning, forward collision system unavailable. Yeah, this is where you're doing some serious off-roading. That's where you switch it to this. Normally 4 high, or in this case, like there's dry terrain and you're on the street, 4 high, that would be the mode to drive in, basically. On the right hand side, now you have the pitch and roll, okay, and all the way in the corner you have the odometer, and of course you have the temperature. Now this would be my favorite setting. What else we have? Okay, we go back to the standard, the classic one. On the left hand side we have the speedometer, right hand side tachometer, and then this is kind of the understated display. This is the one we started with. Okay, and there you go, you can put your navigation in it. Now I like this, but again, I'm going to switch it to, here it is. This is my favorite one. I don't know, let me know what you guys think about it. Here it is. So here's your infotainment system. This is Google based. We've seen it on many of the new GM models. Big power volume knob. All right, focus your attention on driving. Get it? Okay. So we have, all right, so of course this is like the Google display, but we have the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, camera. Let's see what the camera looks like. All right, so this is our front view camera. We also have the under vehicle cameras. You can see, if I put it in drive, let's see if that's gonna give us, no, this is just the trajectory lines. And here, if I start driving, you have to enable it, I believe. Okay, well, we're going to far forward. Here's your rear view camera. Very nice quality. Okay, so we have the side view cameras here, both from the front and from the back. This is, of course, your top view and the side view camera on the side. Here's your trailer camera, which we don't have hooked up. And let's see what else we have. This is your trailering camera, this one. Oh, here it is, guys. These are your under the vehicle cameras. Look at this. So we have both. You can see what's going on. I'm sitting on this grass right here. Really important if you're taking on some serious off-roading. I know some people, some old school people, they go like, well, you know, you have to gauge it. But most likely you're going to have a spotter if you're going for, you know, some boulder climbing or anything like this. You're going to see if you're hitting something. And even though this vehicle is equipped with the skid plates, it can cause some damage to other components of this vehicle. So we have the skid plates under the fuel tank, under the rear diff, and in the front. But, you know, there are other suspension components that you can easily damage if you're doing some serious off-roading. Now, I took my Jeep off-roading the last weekend, was it? And yeah, I think I bent my steering stabilizer. Anyways, that's a different story. Well, let's go back here. Now, you can wash the cameras. Look at this. Nice, clean. Okay, because that gets a lot of mud. I like that feature. Really get excited about this. But this is what this vehicle, why this vehicle is different than some of the other Canyons. Well, let's go back to this main screen. So you have Alexa trailering. Okay, you can put in, add the new trailer, use guest trailer, accessory trailer. So we're not going to do it, of course. Here's, you can connect your phone. Here's your Google Maps. Okay. Do we have to review the settings? Yeah, okay, I did it. Close it. Look at the maps. Nice, visible. If you're a Google user, you'll love it. Okay, very nice and responsive. Very familiar screen for those Android users. For the Apple users, trust me, it's really easy to get used to. Nothing to worry about. But you still have your Apple CarPlay if you don't like this. Here's your radio. Now we have the Bose stereo, AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, news, USB, Alexa, podcasts, whatever you want. Okay, no content available on this screen, and then go back to home. Okay, scroll to the next one. Again, off-road, like this. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, all right, so Baja, terrain, okay, pitch, roll, tire pressure, overlanding, okay. This is your altitude, I believe, right? Okay, we're 76 feet, what, under sea level? I know Florida is low, but I didn't think that was that low. Well, southwest, that's where we're facing. Okay, so different views over here. And of course, you can turn on the camera from right here. Oh, I washed it again. I'm gonna run out of this fluid. Now here's your longitude and latitude. We're in the normal drive mode. All right, so this is your infotainment system. Very nice. I actually like it quite a lot. Down here at the bottom, you have your climate control, heated, ventilated seats. You have the heated steering wheel. Of course, the controller is on the steering wheel display, and this is your shortcuts for your climate control. And here is your locks. So this is the rear diff lock. This is front and rear, so you can lock both front and rear differentials. Fully locking differential, basically. You can turn off that automatic start-stop button. Hazard lights, lane keep assist. Here's your auxiliary button, so in case you wanted to put in extra lights or anything like this, you can do that. All 4 windows down. And then you have the USB Type-C, USB Type-A, wireless charger. Here's where you change drive modes. Okay, so push on it. Okay, 2 high, 4 low. Okay, different modes as far as the driving modes. Okay, so let's see what they are. So we have the Baja. It says reducing electronic stability control. Okay, let's go back. Normal, off-road, trailing or tow and haul, terrain. Now we have the back to off-road, tow and haul. Where's the Baja mode? I just saw that. There you go. I like this. I'm going to reduce electronic stability control. Here's your terrain mode. We have to switch it to 4 high. I like the animation here. I'm actually going to How about this? I'm going to stay in the off-road mode. There's a few obstacles that I want to go over here, and then I'm going to switch it to the regular normal mode. Okay, GMC, nice shifter. Okay, up and down, you can manually change gears. Electronic parking brake. What else we have? Big cup holders. Okay, you can open this up. It's pretty deep, actually. Put in a few cans of Coke, for example, and a big mirror. Now, I've been complaining about a lot of the GMC and Chevy stuff for putting in the tiniest mirror. Thank you for not doing this on this vehicle. And then we have the sunroof control. You have the light controls. Turn it on. These are not LED, just regular lights. Okay, and sunroof, you have the slide or tilt, depending on what you want to do. Manual sunshade. I mean, here's your, I have to close it first, and then we can slide it. There you go. And nice windscreen. Gives you some of that more airy feeling. On the outside, we have mirrors that are illuminated. And here it is. I actually like this interior quite a bit. Let's see how much it costs and how it drives. So I'm pretty sure you want to know how much this vehicle costs. But before we get to it, let's see where the Canyon starts, because it starts at $38,390 as a two-wheel drive, and that's the Elevation two-wheel drive. Now, if you add a four-wheel drive, it goes to $41,690. The second trim is the AT4. Now, don't confuse the AT4 with the AT4X, and definitely not with this one. So the AT4 starts at $44,895. That comes standard with the four-wheel drive. If you like a little bit more bling, it's a Denali four-wheel drive, starts at $53,390, and then we have the AT4X four-wheel drive, starts at $56,540. Sounds about right? Yep. Now we have the AT4X AEV Edition. So we have the AEV Wheel Flares, bed-mounted vertical spare tire carrier, AEV rear diff skid plate, tires with Blackwall, AEV transfer case skid plate, accessory power distribution, accessory switch kit, tire spare, AEV front bumper, all-weather floor liners, AEV rear bumper, wheels, which are the 17-inch beadlock capable wheels, AEV fuel tank skid plate wheels, and spare tires, 17 inches, front skid plate. And then we have the sunroof on top of this, which is $1,000. Underbody cameras, $500. Seat belt in red, $50. Total options on this particular one, $11,650. Total MSRP, including destination charge, on this one, $67,545. But before you start jumping up and down and say it's not worth it, I would never pay it, it's worth $30,000. Hey, calm down. Yeah, me too. I want to get it for 30, and unfortunately, the reality of it is we can't. But let's jump over to Toyota's website, because I said we're going to compare to Toyota. I'm going to talk about my thoughts between the two vehicles just a little bit, but let's talk about pricing. So this, the AT4X, is comparable to the highest trim level on the Toyota Tacoma, right? So the TRD Pro, we're going to go to build, and starts at $65,895. Sound familiar? Yes. This is the reality that we live in. The off-road vehicles are going to be crazy money. The Jeep Wranglers, the top-of-the-line Jeep Wranglers, are in 60s and 70s, which is insane. I'm going to drive this vehicle right here on this lawn, in this grass, and we're going to go and see how that handles in this gravel lot. I'm going to do some on-the-road acceleration and just a little bit. Let's see how this vehicle handles first in this parking lot, including of how it turns, because that's important. Now, 214 inches as far as the total length. I already can tell that I like how this vehicle handles those road imperfections. It basically just swallows those bumps, and it makes the ride really nice and comfortable. Now we have this open parking lot here. I'm going to turn the steering wheel all the way to the left. I'm going to make a circle here. How about this? Am I in two-wheel drive? Yes, I'm in two-wheel drive. So steering angle at 37 degrees. Okay, that's what it shows me here. Pretty cool. Nice. Okay, very reasonable turning. I think it's just about the same as on the Tacoma. Not bad. Acceleration from stop. Go. Okay. We get it up to 30. I'm going to do more on the road, but it wasn't as responsive as on the Tacoma, especially the TRD Pro. Now, I haven't done the TRD Pro, but I've done the i4 Max Hybrid, which is their premium engine. So the premium engine on the Tacoma, the base engine's got 278 horsepower. The base engine, 248, 278 on the regular one. And the i4 Max has got 326 horsepower, which is more than this. This, as a reminder, 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. And the Tacoma is 326, 460. And it feels, that hybrid definitely feels more responsive than this engine. So I got to give this to Tacoma, but it wasn't bad. Okay, and where's this gravel lot right here? We have a ditch here. I'm tempted to drive this, at least on the side of this ditch, and see how the vehicle will do. Like even here. See? Not bad. I mean, it leans, and you know, definitely you'd have to kind of get an idea and gauge it of whether it's safe or not safe to do that. But it feels at home off the pavement. Okay. There's going to be a few more bumps coming up, and put that in this Baja terrain. There you go. Tow haul. Baja. There you go. Oh yeah. The suspension gets adjusted. And with Toyotas, with the Tacoma, so there's the TRD Off-Road, TRD Pro, and the regular Toyotas, and they have 3 different suspension types. So I believe the TRD Pro is going to have the Fox shocks. The TRD Off-Road is going to have the Bilstein shocks. So it's somewhat confusing. I was actually able to take the non-hybrid Tacoma off the beaten path, and I like that. There's nothing to complain about it. I'm going to switch the drive mode to the regular mode here, so we don't go crazy. Okay, normal mode. And that's what we're going to do for the rest of the duration of this video. The windows, definitely nice and thick. Sound insulation, really good, which I've done the limited Tacoma with the i4 Max, and that had the thicker glass on the side. But the regular ones, like the SR5s or the TRD Off-Roads, they don't have it. So the nice thin glass. I'm not sure if that's the same case with the Canyon, but I'm pretty sure on the TRD Pro, they're going to put the same thing, at least as on the limited, if not more. So more than nothing. Acceleration. Okay, fairly loud on the interior. Got it up to about 47. Okay, there's no need to do any more than that. Merges in traffic, you're gonna do it. Definitely, you know, with the weight that's added to it by the wheels, the tires, the skid plates, I think 7.2, 7.4 seconds. So definitely not a vehicle that you want to go to the racetrack with, but that's not the purpose of it either. But, you know, it's enough to merge you in traffic safely. Now, I believe, like I mentioned before, that the i4 Max was more responsive than this. Other than that, both vehicles are very similar as far as the specs on them. If you look at the size, if you look at the wheelbase, even if you look at the power, yeah, this one is about 15 horsepower less, but that's not huge, right? It would be nice to actually have the ability to take them off the road. So guys, if you'd like to see videos like this where I would test it out, take it off-road, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because the more subscribers I have, the easier it's going to be for me to request a loan on the vehicle from the manufacturer, so they can loan out their press fleet and let me do some testing beyond just the regular on-the-road testing. This vehicle is for sale, so I want to be nice to it. There's a customer who's going to buy it, and I definitely want to be respectful of that. But some of the vehicles that they're loaning to the press, they already broken in, and yeah, we can do some more testing. So guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. It really helps out a lot. I really appreciate it. Let's get back to the battle of the beasts here. So Toyota Tacoma or this? Now, you know, I know the looks of it are subjective, but I would kind of put it in the same category. I like both the Tacoma and I like the Canyon. I really like the looks of it. I mean, there's nothing that I would change on either of those vehicles. They all have their own personality. You know, as far as the pricing, we've seen very similar TRD Pro starting at 66 plus destination charge, going to put you at 67. This one with that AEV package, that's where it's at. So almost neck to neck. Now, comfort. Okay, I have to be honest, I haven't been driving this vehicle for long enough to see it's much more comfortable than the Tacoma, but I believe the seats are slightly more comfortable than on the Tacoma. Then some people say, hey, I've driven my Tacoma for, you know, hundreds or thousands of miles and they're not uncomfortable to me. So maybe a different body type, you're gonna adjust quicker, or you like different things. The roominess in the back, non-existent in both trucks, so that's a tie. The interior, as far as the quality of them, I think they're both almost a tie, because the base Tacomas are very plasticky. Everything is plasticky. However, when I did the limited, you can see the more premium materials, and so is on this Canyon AT4X as well. The infotainment system, I'm leaning towards this. Honestly, I think I like this Google-based infotainment system better than the one that comes, even the premium system that comes with the Tacoma. The screen size, 11.3 inches here. You have the 14 inches on the Tacoma, so screen size is your thing. Tacoma wins there. Both of them that have the fully digital display on the instrument cluster. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'll let you guys decide. Honestly, both great vehicles. If I had to choose, would be a tough choice, almost a coin flip. Let me know, guys, which one would you choose? This or the Tacoma? Put it in the comment section below. I'll try to respond to all of them. Thank you for watching. Again, if you can, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.